Okay, now we're recording live, and once we're done, it'll upload to my YouTube account.
Okay, great. So we're going to talk about the dojo,
Yeah, Class Dojo, and then
Class Dojo.
the other apps we explored.
Yes.
Yeah, I looked at Class Dojo, and then I looked at two others. I looked at Teacher Kit and Smart Seed.
Those are the ones I used, and I looked at a couple of the like timer ones.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I look with Dojo too. I look at the teacher kit. No.
So Gustav, what did you think of Class Dojo?
With Class Dojo, I look at it, and I think is a good tool to really manage student behavior. It's a good tool, but it's kind of you have to really know it. If you don't know it, it's going to be difficult for you to use it. Because sometimes I'm like, as a teacher, you really need a good training to apply, to implement in your classroom. That's what is in my mind. I'm like, it's a good tool, but you have to know how to use it and to use it in an appropriate way and the moment that you really need it.
I thought it would take a lot of time to like kind of go in and actually put in everybody's information and what they're doing, and I thought that almost takes away from teaching time. At least I'd have to make a note somewhere and then go back into Class Dojo and put in what they all did.
I think you can use your phone though, right, and a tablet to do it, so you don't need a PC.
Right. I guess I wouldn't want to stand in front of a class with my iPad.
With your iPad or your phone. Yeah, that would be kind of weird. I liked it just because I thought it was like a fun way to track, the information, and also if you can put it on a smart board, it's kind of cool because the kids can see it in class. And also, I like the fact that you can connect with the parents easily, and that you can give the information to the students as well, so that they can see how they're doing. I guess the drawback would be that if it's that easy for you to connect with the parents, it's obviously also easy for the parents to connect with you. So sometimes, you might not want to have to deal with parents all the time, and they can just, send you messages at any time, pretty much.
And I think the parent thing is good. You can even do the whole, basically a blog on what's going on in your class.
Right.
So it sort of creates your own classroom website. But then you can, I think the other thing I had to laugh at, and then maybe it's just because of the kids I teach, I can't imagine doing this with them. But the, oh, they completed their homework today. Oh, they helped others today. It's just like, as teaching high schoolers, my freshmen maybe.
Yeah, that only really works with younger kids. That's something I wrote down here. I took some notes on it, and I think it's really useful when you're dealing with younger kids.
Yes,
they can select their own monster, and they get the points, and I mean that would work really well with younger kids, I guess, but not with high school students.
Yeah.
Funny. I think it's a good idea. I think it's really geared towards the elementary kids who need that.
The ones I really like is the teacher kit. I don't know, Mary, if you look Nali.
I've been using Teacher Kit for like a year now, actually.
Oh, you're using it now? Oh, that means you are here. That means you have one. I really like it. I don't know how you're doing it in your classroom, but wow, I was like, it's like a second teacher. It's the thing that every teacher is supposed to have and use it now. Yeah.
I use it mostly for the gradebook part and my timetable part, so I know where I'm supposed to be because I substitute a lot. But the gradebook part, and it's really handy because we use an online source at school for our gradebook, so you have to access it on our school network. but I use my grades all the time. And so this way, it's on my personal device. I can always pull it up and check it without having to scroll through papers and papers and papers of things. So I really enjoy Teacher Kit.
Okay.
Okay, so it connects with the system that you have at your school then?
It doesn't connect, but it gives me like a way to track their grades and all their assignments and their overall grades, so I can make sure that nothing's going wonky with the one at school, because I've got like 70 students and I sometimes overlook when one person has a problem. Like I definitely gave somebody 300% the other day by accident, and they called me. They're like, the problem. Like, oh.
What grade level are you using it?
I use it for I have a wide variety, so mostly juniors and seniors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Teacher Kit, you could use it with pretty much any grade level, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I think it's geared a lot towards the teacher to use, and not so much as an interaction. Like Class Dojo is definitely for the teacher and the class and the parents, and I think Teacher Kit's very much, it's mine. It's like my little grade book on one nice little tablet.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Okay.
I like the fact that you can take pictures of the students, because I always have a hard time remembering names. So I didn't really see that function on Class Dojo. But yeah, I like that on Teacher Kit. You can take a picture. Do you actually do that though?
I haven't. I just don't.
It's kind of weird, right? I'm going to take your picture now. Click. Your fingerprint.
Teacher Kit has like the reports where you can see all their grades and how you can't see it on my screen, but how the grades are doing, you can get like overall reports on things.
Right. So it seems to be a lot more useful than the other one. Although I like the other one too, Dojo. I think it's a good way to kind of connect everybody together. What I thought was missing sort of on the Class Dojo was it would have been good if they could have added in some game type activities, you know, like maybe put them into groups, and then I don't really know how that would work, but
well, I mean, even like the randomly selecting in group terms, like you can randomly select a student, I think, on Dojo to give feedback to, but I hate putting my kids in groups because it's like, okay, let's count off 1 to 5. But if I do it randomly, I think that would be a lot easier. That would be really good to put on there.
And I guess Teacher Kit has the same function, right?
Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, there's a call out. There's a little dice. You can.
Okay.
It's like it's an add-on you have to get. But yeah.
Okay.
Call out that randomly picks people.
Okay.
But, I want to make sure about the grade, like with the Teacher Kit, you can like get off the binder. No more. You don't use the binder anymore. Put like all student grade in your iPad and. Is it real? Is it real? Because I saw it, but I was like, is it possible? Something like that.
Yeah, it's possible. Like it'll let you split it into categories, and then it'll put your assignments. You'll put the assignments in, and then the grades they get it, and it'll actually total it up for you. You know their overall grade and then what they're doing on each individual section.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay, yeah, that's a concrete that you have. Yeah, that's a real.
So what else did you guys look at? So I took a look at Smart Seat as well. It doesn't really seem to have as many functions. Has anybody else taken a look at that, Smart Seat?
I sort of looking at Smart Seat. Smart Seat's the one I had to buy, right? The one you have to like.
Smart Seat, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have my note in front of me, but I took a note about it. I don't have in my mind too. But there's one that.
I like Smart Seat I love seating chart things. Anything that's going to make me a seating chart is great.
Yeah, because it randomizes it as well, which is kind of useful, right? If you say, okay, I'm going to put you, I'm going to seat you differently today, then if it does it randomly, then students can't really get upset, right? Because it's random.
Right, and then it even leaves you space of like, okay, well, put everybody everywhere, and then you can move the ones who really shouldn't be next to each other afterwards. That's
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that's also what I liked about it again is it's on the smartphone. So for example, if you're taking attendance, it's really easy because you can just pull out your phones. But I mean, I haven't actually. I worked in Asia for a while, and they didn't actually allow us to use our smartphones in the classroom because they said, you know, it looks like we're playing with our phones. um, But so how about for you? Are you able to use an iPad or a smartphone in the classroom?
Yeah, we can, and I do if I have the opportunity to. I would love to be able to do getting the apps. It's not on here, but you can do things like edu creations or the interfaces between the computer and the iPad, where you can actually like write things on the iPad and then it shows up on the program on the smart board.
Oh, that's cool.
Because then I can stand in the back of the room and talk.
Yeah, that's really great.
But those are the things I would really love. So, which is why I would use my iPad. I also get there's things like Show Me where you can take notes on your iPad and record yourself doing videos, like whiteboard videos. And I definitely carry it around during work time, and I do example problems on the iPad for them if they don't know how to do it during individual work time. So those are the times I would use my phone. I don't use it when I'm like teaching, and I definitely take attendance as they walk in the door. So.
Do you use any technology to take attendance, or do you just use it?
We're really old school. They tried technology once, and then it didn't work out so well because everybody got kind of lazy. And so we're back to you put a line through the box if they're there, and then somebody comes and collects the paper.
Yeah,
Our school is very, very old school when it comes to attendance. Because technology.
Yeah, but sometimes I just feel like it's easier to use paper. You know, like for example, if I'm reading something, I prefer to read it in a real book than on my phone. You know, so I think I am a little bit old school in that way. Or if I'm studying, it's really helpful if I write something on a piece of paper rather than just type it in. You know, I just tend to remember stuff better. So I think that's a little bit of a challenge, right? It's to shift over from the traditional way of doing things in the classroom to using more technology.
Right. And the thing is, like, using technology for technology's sake, if the paper works and it's good for you, then why do we have to use technology if it's really not impacting? Like, when we're doing attendance, is that really going to impact their learning so much, or is it just for our records? And if it's just for our records, why do we need to have so many programs and they'll do it on the iPad when I can just...
That's true, yeah.
But what I want to say is that does all this technology really impact the student behavior? Like what we just said, what all those tools, technology tools, do they really impact student behavior in the classroom?
I think that maybe the class dojo could impact students' behavior, you know, because you can you can share that information with the parents. So I haven't really taught too many kids, so I don't know how if it really does work, but it makes sense, you know, if parents can log into a program and see exactly what their kids have been up to, especially if their kids are problematic, you know, I could see how it might be helpful. What do you guys think?
I think if they're able to interact with it, it would have a bigger impact. Like Class Dojo, where they can see and they can, like, especially if you were, like you were saying earlier, you could put it up on the board and see that they're being awarded stuff. That might have a better impact because they're seeing what you're saying about them, and even going home and having the parents be involved because the parents will tell them. I think it would impact better than if, like, Teacher Kit, where I'm just making notes for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they can't see what you're writing down, then I don't think it makes much of a difference, right?
Yeah.
But if they actually see it and they know and the parents know, then I think it could be useful. It could even be fun. It could be like a game, you know. If you can set it up like a reward system that, you know, once they hit a certain number of points, they get some, you know, tangible something, you know, something like a gift, you know, small gift.
Always try them with food.
Oh. Okay.
Did anybody else look at any of the other apps that were on there?
I only looked at the Teacher Kit and the seating app, Smart Seat. in Class Dojo.
I've seen the Too Noisy Pro, where it like gauges your noise level.
Yeah, really,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, I looked at that one too.
Well, what do you think of that?
Just go ahead.
Useful, or is that just more of a gimmick?
Noise. I think. Which one? The noisy too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now, actually.
Are you looking at me? I'm looking at this like it's another tool to really manage a student behavior, right? Because you have like I think you have like three colors, right? Three colors: green, yellow, and red, something like that. And when like the noise is going too high or out of control, you have to maybe the red line or the yellow color supposed to catch student behavior, something like that. I think it's something like that, right, Mary? I don't know if I'm getting it right.
Yeah, something like that. It kind of gauges where you are.
With Too Noisy, it looks like it just measures how loud the classroom is. That's about it. And then there are some stars. But you know what? Honestly, that sort of thing, because I remember being a student, I probably would want it to go all the way up, you know? Be like, let's be super loud so that we get the frowny face, you know? That's more fun than the regular happy face, right?
I'm sitting here looking at it thinking I would probably be, the group of us, my friends in the back, would be the ones like trying to like get it to move all the way around all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. It was like it would be a challenge for me to try to get it all the way up to the frowny face, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking that's probably something really geared towards like the elementary kids who really don't have a gauge on how loud they're being.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
still using the inside voices. Because I'm
Exactly.
thinking my high school kids would definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah.
From a game. I have a feeling a lot of technology and a lot of apps are geared towards elementary students.
Yeah, it makes sense, I think. It makes more sense with little kids.
Yeah, it makes more, yeah, because like I don't know, Mary, you teaching math, right?
Yes.
Okay, like I want to say like when you are in the math, you are really deep in the math. I don't something technology, you even forget about technology. When you go in like algebra 2 with student, or going maybe trigonometry, or you going maybe in calculus with them. Sometimes you really have time to think about technology, because I'm a substitute teacher. Sometimes when I'm within algebra or trigonometry class, I don't really think about technology anymore. I want to make sure that my student will understand what's concerning tangent R and something like that. I'm really looking for activities that go through, you know, what I'm saying, right?
And they're hard to find, activities for upper class math. You kind of just get stuck at the board. And there's not a lot of these apps for it, which is sad.
Yeah.
But Gustav, you teach languages as well, right? You teach French?
Yeah. Yes.
So do you use technology when you're teaching French?
Yes, I use technology a lot when I'm teaching French. I use a lot of I use a lot of I would call it, but I use, because I teach French in a French school, the French International School. That's where I teach French there. But in this school, we use a lot of French technology.
Okay.
It's kind of.
Is that to teach the language? Because you said you work in a French school, so I'm assuming that people already speak the language.
We use second.
No, I mean, you said you work in a French school, so you work in a school with French students or students that already speak the language, or what do you mean?
It's all language. They already speak the language, but they don't really have the language level that we want.
Oh, okay, I see. So there are American students who are just...
Yes.
It's like a bilingual school.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So technology would make sense, right? I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there in language teaching.
Especially with Google. A lot of Google tools. We use a lot of Google tools to work with them. And we record a lot of conversation and we're trying to apply in the classroom too. A lot of conversation, you apply the conversation in the classroom. A lot of videos, how to the way to move your lip, your mouth to pronounce all those French words. Yes, you have to tell them that put your tongue this way to say sherry, to say sherry, those kind of things. You do it, but you have to show it too.
Yeah. Did anybody take a look at this teacher's class behavior free app?
It's like I went there, but it's like they asking.
Yeah, I looked at it and don't really understand what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't look at that one.
Okay.
Right. So let's see. So would you recommend Class Dojo for managing behavior? Cover.
Yeah, I liked it actually. I think it's good. If I were teaching younger kids, if I'm teaching a group of high schoolers, I think it's not very useful. Not as useful, let me put it that way.
Yeah. I feel like if I were using it in high school, I'd have to be really dedicated to making sure I use it every day and that they are using it and the parents are using it. Because if they're not fully invested and I wouldn't, or if I don't sell it to the kids, it's not going to be as
useful.
Right, then it's just a waste of time, pretty much. And if you're not consistent, then they're not going to take you seriously, right? They're going to be like, whatever, you pressed on the button, so what, you do that once a day. Yeah, plus, I mean, the whole thing with the monsters, I don't know, when I was in high school, if a teacher had said to me, okay, this is the new app we're going to use, you can select your own monster, I'd be like, are you kidding me,
Freshmen, you might be able to get away with it. Mine have monsters on Khan Academy, and they were all too excited to pick their own. But
really?
The seniors are like, all right, next thing, watch the video, now what? So you might be able to get away with it with, like, 9th graders.
Okay.
But the older you get, the more practical it has to be.
Right. Part of the program reminded me a little bit of Twitter, right? Where you just add in information, everybody can look at it.
Yeah, like My Story stuff.
Yeah.
Like Snapchat. Just what did we do today?
Right. That was sort of useless because I mean you could just use Twitter to do that. There's no need to have an app.
Okay. And Mary, I want to ask you something that is a little bit different about what we're talking about. Is it hard to have to be a mentor?
Be a
mentor, like a teacher mentor, to be a mentor. Mentoring is a teacher. Is it hard? Because a lot of people, when I ask them to be my mentors, they're scared. Like they're asking them too much stuff.
I haven't. I'm actually getting one from the program. I'm not using one of the teachers in my school because they're all way too busy to do it.
Yeah.
We all teach at the same time, and I have more open classes than they do, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I just asked for someone from Teach Now. So.
I have this problem.
But Gustav, I heard that I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that actually your mentor can get paid. So you can bring that up. You can bring that up that they can actually make some money.
Yeah, they get like $500 at the end.
How much?
500 or 50. I don't remember. It's a 50.
Well, I don't think it's 50. That would be more like a joke. But I think it probably is around. It should be around 500, right?
It's a 5 and a 0. I don't remember if there were 1 or 2.
Okay, then it's got to be 500 because 50 is kind of like.
Yeah, it's
take $3.
Yeah, that's like a joke. Okay, I'll talk. Because I didn't know that they can be paid, but I'll let them know.
I think it's easier than they would think. They just have to watch you teach, and most of them are too glad to get out of their classrooms and help. At least my teachers have been.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So how are we doing? Are we done with our 30 minutes or?
I think we're just.
Anything else we have to talk about, or that you guys want to talk about?
I think we covered everything we should talk about, and we're coming up on our 30 minutes. So, anything else we can talk about that? Otherwise, I think we're good.
Okay, because it says here no more than 30 minutes. So if we're at 25, we can call it a day too.
Yeah,
because I don't have anything else that I wrote down a bunch of stuff, and I think we covered pretty much everything. So.
Okay. I think we cover everything. Okay, that's fine.
All right, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yep.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.